April is Aries season. It's that time of the year when we're getting ready to come out of a typical winter, literal or otherwise, to step into a more active and vibrant spring. This year, your birthday, and Aries season as a whole, will feel almost stereotypical to the archetype. There's a lot of fast-paced action, much that is happening in your own first house of the self, identity and spirit. It's time to get busy in ways that inspire you to live your authentic life. And I understand that may sound a little cliché. However, consider what Aries had to deal with in the past few years since the Pluto and Saturn transits through your 10th house of career, action and reputation in early 2020 and the Venus and Mercury retrograde happening early this year in the same place, making business associations feel almost impossible. Then, the hopeful and cheesy tone of this horoscope will make a lot of sense. When there's a chance for victory, they need to be sung. The month starts right away with a new moon in your own sign. The fact that it happens right on the first day of the month is also quite poetic. In numerology, the number 1 symbolizes new beginnings and endless opportunities. This likely indicates a time to reevaluate your idea of purpose and to start making plans to become the person you want to be. This all seems big and all, but this can be as simple as envisioning a particular trait you want to be remembered for and pondering what sorts of action you need to take to get there. The fact that Mercury, the planet of ideas and theories, will be very close to the moon on the day of the lunation hints that you'll also be provided with the mental vigor necessary to achieve these deeper introspective and philosophical goals. It's also important to note that Mercury will also be close enough to the Sun on the day after the new moon to form the perfect conjunction. If the Sun symbolizes your energy and vitality, and Mercury your ideas and intellect, you can expect a significant boost in determination this early month. Given that the Sun is exalted in your sign, there's also a good chance these ideas will get you some sort of recognition or attention. If you're reading this horoscope for your Sun sign instead of your ascendant, this also means that this conjunction will be close to your solar return. This is the chart of the day of your birthday, and it's used to determine the general vibe of the year ahead. This means that you can expect to be busy being visible and having a lot of fun and even scientific/philosophical social interactions throughout the year. Not long after the new moon and the Mercury conjunction, we have 2 important aspects happening back to back. To start with the bad, or more challenging news, on the 4th Saturn and Mars will conjoin in your 11th house of friends and alliances. These are the 2 planets that symbolize trouble, and chances are you might already have been dealing with some friendship drama. This is especially true for those of you around 28 to 30 years old. The conjunction can point to separations and hard boundaries being built in some way. This, of course, doesn't always manifest as friendship breakups, but you can at the very least expect some harsh conversations that need to be had. The difficult planets require emotional maturity, not fear. On the other hand, the good news is that Venus will be entering her sign of exaltation in your 12th house the day after, which promises good things. But, more on that later. The full moon in Libra happens just before things with Venus get serious. Libra is in your 7th house of significant others, romantic included. For that reason, it could point to potential relationships, or alternatively, major business interactions. Though, that may only be true for the Aries born during the day and who are 27, 39, 51 or 63. Going back to Venus, as she entered Pisces, she's proceeding towards a conjunction with Jupiter on the last day of the month. While this is an extremely auspicious omen, because it's happening in your 12th house, it might come with a red flag. This is the place of self-undoing or actions that we do that may not always be super beneficial for our own selves. With both Jupiter and Venus doing their thing in this house, this month, you might likely lean toward success to some degree. These can be needed distractions from the many stresses of the world, but it's important to keep a balanced mindset and not go creating more expenses where they don't need to exist. Overall, be ready for a positive month. Just don't get too excited and carried away. Have fun, Aries.